Hey friends, I'm Jim. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Parent Lab. We believe the best parents are those who are always learning, and we want to partner with you to help you become the best parent you can be. This series is entitled 5 Essential Conversations for Raising Successful Kids. A few years ago, a friend of mine was going through the motions of their typical family evening routine. With 2 parents working outside the home and with 2 young children, they had their nights, for the most part, running on autopilot. Dinner at 6, half an hour of play, everyone heading upstairs to bed at 7 and to bathe, and then followed by book, prayers, and lights out. One evening, their 3-year-old son was just struggling to cooperate. Being overly tired perhaps, or having a bad attitude, nothing was to be done that was going to be done without a battle. After arguing back and forth at nearly every turn with his son, who just wouldn't do as he was asked, my friend eventually lost his cool. "You're not a child," he shouted in frustration at his 3-year-old, at which point his wife burst out laughing, scooped up their obstinate toddler, and gave Dad a break from his bedtime duties. The expectations we place on our children are not inherently wrong, so long as they are appropriate. My friend putting his toddler to bed, who was in fact behaving appropriately for his age, had set unrealistic expectations for his behavior. The expectation gauge helps us track the nature of the expectations we place on our kids. And as we land the plane on this series, we are going to unpack this 5th and final conversation together in hopes that you can better communicate the kinds of expectations that will help your kids live a satisfying and productive life. The expectation gauge, helping us decide what we want to expect, character or achievements. The expectation gauge helps us track the nature of the expectations we place on our kids. A recent study by the National Institute of Health determined that 1 in 3 adolescents, 13 to 18 years of age, will experience some kind of anxiety disorder. Mental health experts suggest that one of the major reasons for this spike is the high level of expectation and pressure to succeed that those students feel. And parents are among the primary offenders when it comes to communicating these expectations. Now, I'm not suggesting that we should have no expectations when it comes to our kids. Expectations are a natural part of dreaming about the life you desire for your child as they grow up. They just need to be the right expectations. And so we need to keep them in check and ensure we have a healthy dialogue around whether our expectations are reasonable and meaningful. Our expectations usually take 2 forms. Most often, we hold up expectations for their achievements. Things like making straight A's, playing for the top traveling team in the sport of their choice, getting a D1 scholarship, acing the college entrance exams, or being accepted to a top 10 school. Just one of these expectations alone can raise the level of anxiety several clicks. But many of our kids are trying to live up to all of them. The other kind of expectation parents can hold up is the development of the character of their children. We can refocus our expectations around those attitudes and activities that instill character and prepare them for taking charge of their own well-being and destiny. Things like doing household chores or treating others with respect, managing a small allowance, finishing things they start, turning in their homework on time, or getting a summer job. These expectations lead to less anxiety, more confidence, and create the character that will serve them well in any endeavor they undertake in adulthood. One of the new realities emerging in this age of social media is a large number of teens and young adults achieving significant status, influence, and income before they develop the character necessary to manage or maintain their success. As a result, important relationships are being broken, their health is put at risk, and their future compromised. So, when it comes to minding the expectation gauge, we will serve our kids best when we lower our expectations regarding their accomplishments and raise them regarding their character. Here are some of the questions to consider. If it's true that we replicate what we celebrate, what do you celebrate more with your children? Their list of achievements or the development of their character? Can you identify some examples of each of these? Second, if you were to lower your expectations about your kids' achievements, what would that look like? Do you need to course correct and have an intentional conversation with your son or daughter about the true value of their achievements? And third, if you were to raise your expectations regarding your kid's character, what would that look like? How would you set and communicate these expectations in a way that is appropriate for where your child is now? And then fourth, what do you get more immediate satisfaction from? Your kid's accomplishments or your kid's developing character? And how is this affecting your parenting decisions? Remember, like each of the gauges before, these are ongoing conversations to revisit time and time again throughout your entire parenting journey. These indicators should help set the course for meaningful discussion and teachable moments for your whole family. So whatever conditions you face, keeping your training, heading, connection, mindset, and expectations in focus should serve to guide you well at every new phase. At Preston Trail, our hope is that parents will feel capable and equipped for the ride ahead. And if this series has been helpful, check out other great resources at Preston Trail, and please click subscribe below. Thanks again for joining me for this series, 5 Essential Conversations for Raising Successful Kids. I hope to see you again sometime in the future. And today, go out and start having those conversations.